I got my beautiful daughter Olivia here, my beautiful wife, you know, Miss Grace. I want to thank you guys who recently come back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Yes, baby love, say hi to everyone. I really appreciate you guys very much. You know, my wife knew when I first started YouTube, it was just out of boredom. You know, I miss what I used to do then originally. I used to like to go out in the desert, just walk in the desert and tell my story about how I feel, you know, with different subjects. And I think I'm going to get back into that. But for right now, it is really hot out here in Las Vegas. So I don't think it's a good thing to be walking out there in the desert like that, you know. Don't want to end up with no heat stroke.
No, please don't.
Yes. But anyway, you know, I got a lot of comments, people asking me about my wife, you know, what part of the Philippines my wife is from. A lot of people say my wife don't even look Filipino. You know, some people think that she's from another Asian country out there. But yes, she is Filipino. One of them light-skinned Filipino. And it wasn't white out either, okay? This is her natural look right here. All right?
I didn't bleach, okay?
No bleaching. This is natural right here. But anyway, babe, what most people want to know is where in the Philippines are you from originally?
I'm originally from Bohol, Philippines, and Cebu. I consider that.
Were you actually born in Bohol?
No, I was born in Negros. Then my father is from Bohol. Then we moved to Bohol when I was like in grade school. Then I grew up from there.
Okay, so Bohol is really home for you
For-
then.
yes.
Okay, because you came there like what, maybe around 2, 3 years old?
Yeah. No, grade school, maybe around maybe 5, 6.
Okay. So how was life for you when you got to Bohol? Did you find it any different than you, say, living in Negros?
Um, I think it's a little different because I think Negros is Bohol is more stabilized or open. I think Negros is more laid back.
Okay, so you have more options, you would say,
in Bohol.
in Bohol as far as universities and different things to do.
Yes.
Because I know we have in Bohol, we go over to Panglao Island. They have those beautiful hotels with the nice white sand. And we can go into Ander, where they have that beautiful sand, kind of like what they have in Boracay.
Yes.
Okay. And, you know, I know I've been to a few springs and a few mountains in Bohol, and I can say, you know, it is a very beautiful place to be. So now,
Yes.
the next question that, you know, people wanted to know is where did you get your education in the Philippines?
Holy Name University in Bohol.
Was that in
Tagbilaran.
so it was in Tagbilaran and not out in one of the province?
No.
Okay. So would you say that was a very good school for people to go to who was in nursing?
Yes.
Was-
That's the private school in the Bohol.
Oh, so it was a private school.
Yes.
Cost a little bit more.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what was there competition to get into that school?
Oh yeah, you have to take an exam. You have to take was it entrance test. And before you can take the entrance test, you also have to have a good grade in your high school.
Okay. So now after graduation of nursing schools, what options did you have for working as a nurse when you were there in the Philippines? Did you do it in Bohol or did you move someplace else?
I started in Bohol, then before I went to Cebu, before I transferred to Cebu, I started
okay.
working in Bohol initially.
Oh, okay.
Yes, in health center, in a secondary hospital. Yes,
So did you like that?
I cannot compare before. I was just so happy to have
To
job.
just have a job.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you came here to America, what was your first thought and what you thought it was going to be when you first got here?
Oh, I thought life here is so easy because it's dollar. There's a lot of dollars everywhere, but
So you think by coming here that you were going to,
you will be rich right away.
yeah. And
No.
obviously it didn't work like that for you, right?
Automatically, no.
Yeah. So what was the salary before we jump ahead to the US? what was the nursing salary for what you were doing? Because I know nurses do different things. We're getting paid
Yes.
different salary.
Where
What was
I
your
was,
salary?
me personally, because the first job in Bohol was a government, so
Mhm.
I get, oh my gosh, it's only 7,500 in 2 weeks. What is
7,500 peso.
7,500? That's like 150 US dollars in 2 weeks.
Wow. So
Yeah, because 15,000 a month.
50. So in a month you were making what? 300?
300.
$300.
Yeah.
Holy wow.
Oh my god, I just realized.
Oh my heavens. So,
Yeah.
but would you consider then that was a decent salary or what?
Yeah, because before that I didn't have no other income.
Okay.
Except from on the
Okay.
sideline selling stuff.
But you were still able to work and help your family though, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that was pretty decent. So now when you first came to the United States, you thought that you could easily just come here and just get into nursing without any difficulty,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So
I didn't really expect all the hardship here. Oh my gosh.
can you tell us or tell the audience, our few hundred audience, appreciate you guys very much. What are some of the process that you had to go through? Because you weren't sponsored when you came here and someone in the nursing, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So let me hold this because this little girl over here is she's getting a little bit ridiculous now. So we're gonna hold this here away from her, our baby. So
She wanna play.
so what were some of the things that you had to do
To be able to work
to
as a
able
nurse
to
here?
work as a nurse?
Well, first, before you can even take the NCLEX exam here, NCLEX is how you get a license, a USRN license.
Uh-huh.
You have to get your credentials from the Philippines evaluated first, and aside from time, it also costs.
Okay.
Yes, it also costs money. So, yeah, evaluate your credentials. Then, if you get approved by the state that you're applying, then you're gonna process the application. That's a different fee. Again, then study.
So and this is also, you guys are not just getting to know, my wife. Because there might be some Filipinos or some guy right now who's married to a Filipino who probably going to be coming from the Philippines as a registered nurse. And now we're speaking for Nevada because every state has their own different guidelines.
Yes, yes.
Now, once they check your credentials and see that you really did complete in nursing school, bear with me, folks. Our daughter wanted attention here. Okay. We're gonna keep this, baby love. So,
Don't press it.
okay.
Press it. Turn on.
Baby love, you're gonna have to leave it alone, okay? Come on. Me and mommy is trying to have a serious conversation here. I know, but okay? Boo boo.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. Well, folks, I think we gotta go on a pause here. I think we got a load that we have to deal with here, but we'll come right back. Okay, we're gonna put this in pause and come right back. Now we're back. We're back to the credential. So once Nevada board took your credentials, right, and they deemed that you were
Eligible.
eligible, then what was the next step?
Next is just to get your schedule for the exam.
And so, did you pay for the board to look at your?
Yes, it's another agency that have to check that before it's not the board, and then that agency will what's that? Pass that evaluation to the board.
Okay, so how much did you have to pay for that?
Oh my, I don't remember. That's a while. I think for the evaluation, actually, I remember it's 350 for the evaluation.
Okay, and now you you were getting ready to take the exam, but you took a course before that.
That's a review, yes.
You took the review course before that.
yes.
Now, how much was the review course?
$750
It was $750
for 10 days.
for 10 days, and then you went and took the exam.
Yes.
So there was no cost for the exam.
There is also
What-
application for the exam.
Uh-huh.
First was the evaluation, then application for the exam, then the course.
So what happened when you were sitting in that test? Were you confident? Did you know that you were going to make it?
No, it's scary.
Okay.
When I was taking the test, I feel like I know it, but I don't know it. Like it's confusing, but yeah.
Okay, folks, and here's where I'm coming with that. I was always pushing her and telling her to be positive with these examination. But the first time she took it, she didn't make it. But then the second time she took it, she went and she took that review course again, same amount of money like before.
Yeah.
And with the exam too, you have to pay for that also.
Yes. The
So
retake, yes.
we did that again. And I think it was what the problem that she was having was it your English? Was that the issue?
Oh, I
Trying to
totally
understand.
forgot. No, there's also an English test before you can take the exam for the license. Remember?
Yes.
I forgot
Yes.
that. Yes.
It's so many processes and so many
Yes,
payments
it
that I
was a
made,
lot.
babe, that
Yes,
I
it was a lot.
I totally forget, you know? But anyway, push come to shove, after the second one, she started getting a little depressed. And I didn't want her to give up. Because, you know, I know the importance of being a nurse here in America.
She's laughing.
Okay? Okay. It could be a very stressful job, but it's a good job. It's a job that you can do until you don't want to work anymore. You know? So the second one, it went the same. She missed it by a few points. So my recommendation to her was, instead of going to take the RN test, I want you to go and take, am I
The
saying it right?
LPN?
The LPN test.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't want to. So I said, do you want to keep doing what you're doing at that nursing home? I say, if you want to keep doing that, that's fine. But I finally convinced her to take thank you, baby love, thank you, to take the LPN test. And she went and she took it. Then she got her license and she went and worked at, was it the same nursing home or this was across the street? Was it the same nursing home?
Oh, across the street, then I also pick up
So you were working at both as an LPN. So now this was a lot more money than what she was making doing what she was doing, you know, and she was so happy that she made that step, but she was fighting with me. She didn't want to do it. Of course, I didn't know what the heck I'm talking about, right? But after working as a year now, yes, baby love, yes. After working as a year now, you decide to go back and take the test all over again.
Yes, for the RN.
And what happened when you took the third test?
I have to make it because Nevada, you only have 3 chances. And if you miss the third time, you have to enroll for a refresher course. And that will cost a lot.
And that is something that I didn't want her to do because I think I've spent enough money for everything to get her to the point where she should have been a nurse already. But at least she had the LPN, which was pretty good. You know, it's a little step down from the RN. But then when she went in and took the test, tell them what happened, how quickly you finished and how fast you came out of there.
Oh, very quick. I didn't finish the whole time. And I didn't finish the whole set of questions.
Because how it works, they give you a certain amount of questions to answer. And
The computer which shut down.
she didn't have time to answer all the questions because the computer had enough of what she was doing, meaning all the questions that she was turning in was the correct question. So they already had more than enough of the numbers that they needed to pass her. So they just shut it down and she was done. She was over with. And in a couple of weeks, then what?
A couple of weeks. It's only 3 days. I got the result.
Well, you know, my
Yeah.
thinking is, you know,
And
I'm
I
out there
forget-
working a lot. So 3 days is a lot. It's a long time for me. So in a couple of days, sorry, folks. our daughter here. So we're gonna have to do this. So in a couple of days, you got your RN. And how long did it take you before you started working as a registered nurse after the initial test?
I have to wait. Uh, I have to wait for my for the board to issue me the official results. But where I was working, they took me. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, they just took me because I've been working there, and they know that I took the test and I have the unofficial result that I passed.
That's good. So, question is now I can ask you this. What is it like working as a nurse here in America compared to working in the Philippines in Subo?
Oh.
And give me all the good points and the bad points.
Okay. Good point is, of course, nursing is not an easy job. It's very stressful.
Yes, it is.
But here it's kind of well compensated compared to the Philippines. Working in in the Philippines, money wise it's less, but the stress level also is not
It's
as
not as
much
high.
as here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what about malpractice there as a nurse? If because here the other day we found out about this nurse who went to jail now, who went to prison for giving the wrong medication and killing a patient. It was an accident, and I do believe that it was an accident, and I think she's gonna get out. Now, do they have the same thing in the Philippines?
No. That's the thing. I never heard a lawsuit in the Philippines for malpractices. That's why it's kind of sad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you
Sad
have
and not scary. Or scary.
so if you have your choice now, what would you do? Would you stay here, continue to work as an ICU nurse, or if there's a doctor in the Philippines who's a specialty doctor and need a nurse with the kind of experiences that you have to work with him back in the Philippines, what would your choice be?
Philippines? It depends on how much he gonna pay me.
Okay, and how much would be to get you back there?
Maybe at least he gonna pay me at least 50 a month. Minimum.
You mean 50,000 pesos?
50,000 a month. Yeah. A month.
You
Is
s-
it acceptable?
You see, fellas, my wife is so simple. As much money as my wife is making, she is very, very simple. She don't want much. She just want the basic in life to get ahead in life. So, when I tell you guys, man, in my past video that you have to go and you have to vet these women, because I know a lot of you guys are looking for Filipino women. You have to vet these women. You have to talk to them. You have to know where their mind is at, because my wife can tell you. I know she had many nights crying of me promising her that we are going to be together. But I wasn't so sure yet. I have to make sure that she was the woman for me, And how many years did it took?
2 years.
2 years, my friend, because I had to make sure, and it was the right choice that I made, and the best move that I ever did, and the best things that I ever did was to make sure, help her to get to the point where she's at now. Because you know something, I'm getting fat and I'm getting lazy, man. I'm slowing down on my work out here now, So she's allowing me to do that, fellas. So we just want to share with you guys, what my wife do, because we've been having a lot of questions, where she's from, was she a nurse before she came here? So you guys got all the answers, and I'm hoping that you guys really appreciate this video here. This might be one of the longest video that we made, but it has a lot of information in there that you guys can use if you're married to a Filipino woman, or some girls in the Philippines who graduated at school. There are easy ways to get here, easy ways to come to America, so they can start working as a nurse. But anything else you want to add to that, babe, as far as how they can get here if
Yes.
they don't have someone bringing them here?
Yes, For nurses now, especially now because of the COVID, there's a lot of shortage of nursing staff.
True.
Yeah, so there are agencies and there are even hospitals here that will sponsor already Filipino nurses.
So there you go. Finish your education. Complete your education in the Philippines because it's a lot more cheaper over there to get it done.
It's faster too.
Yes, and nurses from the Philippines are wanted because after that dreaded pandemic that we went through, a lot of nurses retire and nobody don't want to go back. Just like me, I do home care, and if we don't have the nurses working for the agencies, guess what's going to happen? We're not going to have enough patients to go see to do the therapy work. So nurses, we really, really do need the nurses here. And that's it, babe.
Yes, that's it.
So that's it, my fellas. We just feel that we make this video, show you guys, to let you guys know where my wife is from, how she got her education, and the process that she had to take in order to become the nurse that she is. And I say she's one of the damn best nurses out here to me, personally. I'm going to be biased. And she really, really works hard for it, But anyway, you guys know what it is with me, man. It is always peace and love, man. Peace and love. Sorry for our little daughter, man. She always got to be at everything, Always want to be involved in everything that we're doing. We get it, She loves her parents. So, sorry for the little shake and the little movements in the video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed, all right? And peace on out, man. Peace on out. All right.